If we could all stand up, we're going to do a flag salute and remain standing for a moment of silence, please. Joe, you want to start us off on the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. You may be seated. Councilman, if you could read the added notice of statement, please.
All attendees and participants agree to conduct themselves in a manner appropriate for public gathering. Individual speakers should be advised that no right of privacy protects a person's public comments made in a public forum. Accordingly, all participants bear responsibility for their own statements and commentary. Correspondence. Letter from Arbor Day Foundation congratulating Millstone Township on earning 2025 Tree City USA. Ordinances, second reading, ordinance 26-08. Ordinance accepting conservation easements for a portion of Block 57, Lot 17.02 and 17.03, now known as Lot 17.04, located at 37 Burnt Tavern Road.
Explanatory statement. This ordinance accepts conservation easements for a portion of Block 57, Lots 17.02 and 17.03, now known as Lot 17.04, upon completion of improvements and release of performance guarantees. Affidavit of publication is presented, and I'd like to open it up to the public at
8:03.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, 8:02. I'm going to correct that.
Would anybody like to come up and speak about this particular ordinance? Okay. Being that there is nobody here, I'd like to close it to the public at
8:02.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the table, please.
I'll make the motion to adopt.
Thank you. Second. Roll call.
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committee Person Zarowski?
Yes.
Mayor Farah?
Yes.
Second reading, ordinance 26-09, ordinance amending Chapter 14 Building and Housing, Sections 14-5.3, applicability, necessity to secure certificate of inspection of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Millstone.
Explanatory statement. This ordinance amends the applicability and necessity to secure a certificate of inspection as set forth in Chapter 14, Buildings and Housing, Section 14-5.3, applicability, necessity to secure certificate of inspection. Affidavit of publication is presented, and I'd like to open up this ordinance to the public at
8:03.
Thank you. Please state your name and your address, please.
Steve Barthelmess, 6 Lisa Court, Millstone Township, New Jersey. I unfortunately just learned a little bit about this ordinance, and I'm trying to understand it a little bit better. What is it really doing? Is it just having another person, another government official come into my house when I'm trying to sell it? Please, if you could enlighten me a little bit better.
From what I understand is that this inspection process is the addition of commercial properties. It doesn't change anything on a
I thought it
residential
said
site.
residential or commercial.
It was always
It always said
residential.
residential.
Sorry, what?
It was always residential.
Right.
Right.
The ordinance always specifically stated residential. This change adds one word and commercial, all commercial.
Okay, so we've always had this for how long?
2009.
So the
Yeah, years.
original ordinance was ordinance number 12-09. That's how long it's been on.
Oh, 09, right,
Yeah,
right,
so it's
right.
not new. We just the
We're
commercial was
adding
the only
commercial
change.
to
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
This particular
But I
ordinance,
still
that's
need
the
an
change.
inspector to come to my house to inspect that all the things I did was permitted, or what is exactly is it doing?
Upon sale or upon transfer?
Yeah, I'm selling my house. I'm selling to Chris, and now somebody's coming to my house to do what?
All right, you want me to read it to you?
Sure.
All right. No owner or agent of any owner of any residential, and now they added, or commercial,
Right.
structure shall sell, transfer, convey, rent, lease, sublease, license, assign, or otherwise permit occupancy of a residential, and then they added, or commercial.
Right.
Structure or any part thereof, unless such person or entity shall first obtain and possess at the time of such transaction a valid certificate of inspection from the construction official.
Right. I mean, that's what I read. So I'm selling my house to Chris. Before I can, normally I just have an inspector come and he says X, Y, and Z is wrong, and Chris and I talk about it, and we say, well, you pay for this, I'll pay for that, and we're done.
Well, no, that's on on the personal side.
Right.
You want to have a home inspector come in and inspect the property that you're selling or
Right.
purchasing, you hire an inspector to do
Right.
that. That's not what this is.
What
This
is
is a
this?
township inspector has to come and verify that, on record, you didn't have a basement that was finished, now you have a basement that's finished. Somebody's got to answer for that. And that's been on the book since 2009. That's nothing new.
Right, but I mean, if I had my basement finished and I didn't have a permit, that's on me.
Correct.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there's nothing,
Right, but you're selling your property to him, so now
Right.
it's going to be on him.
now it's on him.
Now it's on you.
Correct.
Right.
So-
Now the
So
date
if
you were
electric
talking
wasn't
about
inspect-
happens at that point.
If the electric wasn't inspected, the
Yes.
plumbing
Right.
wasn't inspected
Right.
properly up to code, and
So
now it would
everything
actually
that-
have to be up to
everything
current
that wasn't
code.
expected is now gonna come up. Right,
And it would have to be at new code.
right. So now we're just getting more people in there,
It's not more, it's making sure it's done safe.
Yeah, I know.
So we'll give you a hypothetical. You decided to put a pool in your house. Great, you
Right.
enjoy your pool. But there's wetlands in your backyard, and you put half the pool in wetlands, and now 15 years later, you decide to sell your home.
Right.
And somebody comes and does an inspection, finds out that you put your pool hypothetically
wetlands,
in the
yeah.
wetlands.
Right.
Now, who's gonna be responsible for that? You did that 15 years ago, but now you're selling your
But
house.
shouldn't the inspection, or shouldn't the inspector or the person who's like doing make sure everything's under permit, shouldn't they find that also?
Correct, because you're applying for a permit and you're going through the proper protocols, so upon
No,
coming
I'm sorry,
out.
if I didn't apply for a permit, I
Then-
just did it because I'm a bad guy.
No, you're not bad.
I'm not bad, but whatever the word is.
Right.
I have an inspection done because Chris and I decide to do that. Shouldn't they figure that out?
Who's, when you say that?
You're talking about the title search? Or
No,
Yeah,
building
all the different
inspector,
things you do.
if you had somebody that's an independent.
It's home inspector.
home
A
inspector.
home-
Oh,
a
home inspector. he's
Right,
looking at.
shouldn't they figure that out?
They probably.
But would they check all the wiring and check the plumbing, check the
Right, so
heating
now we're going
and
down a whole
stuff?
bunch of.
Well, it's making sure it's safe. And especially commercial is why they're adding it now, that somehow that had not been covered. So now you have a warehouse that's being sold, and if they did something that wasn't proper, we actually run into these things.
No, I
where
understand.
people put in new walls and new.
I'm just
you know,
trying to prevent too much. I already have an inspector come in because we're talking about things and I decide the roof is bad or he decides.
Yeah, he's
the pool
trying
is
to
bad.
protect the buyer.
I got another guy now. That's why I'm just trying, too much interference. That's what I'm trying to prevent.
The first one's trying to protect the buyer, we're trying to protect everybody.
How about the seller? How about the millstone guy? It's been here for 25,000
Well,
years.
but that's what
Well,
I'm saying.
that's your
is
home
that-
inspector. I would
Right,
assume
right,
is
so if he-
protecting you.
Right, but if he did an inspection properly in the beginning, then I wouldn't have to need this extra inspection.
I don't think you're talking about the same thing. Just clarify what you mean about the inspector, who you're referring
Well,
to.
what I'm saying is, I sell my house, and he hires a person.
Home inspector.
Home inspector, and they uncover 15 things.
Mm-hmm.
But now I need another guy from Millstone to confirm or permit, to say there's permits or it's not permits, or, so I have another layer.
But that's always been done, since 2009, since they put this ordinance in place.
And I think the construction official's more concerned with life safety, health issues, and permitting, as opposed to what a home inspector would find, where
Right.
he's not gonna care if it's, if the air conditioning is a little older and you guys negotiate that. He's more
Well,
concerned with life
He's
safety,
concerned
health
about that the
issues.
dry well wasn't put in, or the dry well wasn't put in with 20
Right,
feet
but construction
deep or-
official, he's dealing with uniform construction code, so he's more concerned with that, so.
All right, so this is not additional layers, just like you're saying, you're just adding commercial to it.
Correct.
This has been, yeah.
This particular ordinance is just literally the word commercial, and commercial.
All right.
Nothing else is changing in that ordinance.
All right, I'm just making sure that we're just not going down too many deep roads and too many government people getting in my house sale. 'Cause you and I.
I'm gonna buy it, Steve, so I mean, we're gonna,
We gotta talk,
yeah, no, it's not, this is literally just adding to, I don't know who said it, the commercial properties, right? We're just adding to that because of, same thing. If you're buying a
Right.
property and something was done and God forbid there really is an issue down the road, right? Then everyone's doing this. Why was it inspected? Did you pull permits? This is to try to mitigate all that right from the beginning. So when you buy a new property in Millstone, you're buying it, it was inspected by the construction department, it's safe, you're good, he's good. Whatever you guys work out, great, as long as all parties are in agreement at that point that everything was done by code, then everyone should be happy.
All right, I appreciate that. I just wanna make sure we're just not adding another layer.
No.
All right, very good, thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Dan Murphy, 38 Carriage Way. On the same topic, is there a list of what they're going to actually inspect? So it doesn't actually grow as it's going? And I'm concerned with the same thing, especially with the inspections, the reassessments, and getting people into the houses. You know, is there a list of, we're gonna inspect these points? And then on that end of it is, who becomes responsible for it? Is the township now responsible if the inspector misses something in the inspection and the sale goes through, and then somebody comes back to us and says, hey, something's went wrong? Well, the township inspected it and said it was fine. Who's now responsible? Is the township on the hook for that? And are we gonna put out an actual inspection list so everybody knows?
So actually, there is an inspection list. It's
Okay.
actually part of that same ordinance. It's 14-5-5. It actually is called inspections. And then it says the following inspections are
And it gives you-
conducted, and it literally lists them.
Every single thing. I know back a few years ago, this wasn't done. All you needed was a fire inspection and
There was COVID.
was it COVID?
We
Yeah.
didn't go into homes.
I believe also in 2018, 2017, when I purchased my property on Sweetman's Lane, we didn't have that.
So this is inspection is ordinance number 89-13. So old.
Okay, but they're going to go by, so if you're
This
selling
one-
a house,
this one
you can
hasn't been
look at that-
changed.
You can look at that list, and that's what you would go by.
This one actually doesn't have any revisions at all to it.
Okay.
It's original.
What about the liability on that? Who's actually liable if the inspector for the town misses it? I've seen that case come up.
It's no different than when he
Yeah,
issues a certificate of occupancy. So he has to issue a certificate of occupancy for a change in ownership. So
But
this
if-
is a certificate of inspection.
But if you say you inspected the house and they miss an inspection, who's liable for missing it? Is the code enforcer or the person who came out to inspect liable?
I'm not dealing with
Because-
hypotheticals, so
It's not a hypothetical.
It is
The question-
hypothetical.
The question is, who's liable if the inspector misses something in the inspection on the list? Is the township liable?
I'm not gonna suggest the township's liable.
But you're requiring an inspection by the township.
It's DCA, I would assume.
Without a specific case date, I don't.
Yeah, I think that's what the attorney's getting at. Without a specific case.
I think
we
you
have-
could have that, so you could have other scenarios too.
I'll give you an actual case in Long Island that's quite famous of someone building a house and the inspector comes in and misses all the pilings that weren't put in properly, and then all hell breaks loose because the inspector misses that. Who's responsible? That's a big lawsuit case now in Long Island. Is the township liable? Is the homeowner who bought the house liable?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
We would have to do
It's something that I
research.
think should be discussed, is if you guys are requiring these CCOs now, and you're sending in the inspector, and we're required to have them come in, who's actually liable if the inspector misses something on the inspection?
I'm sure the judge will be the one deciding it on the case in Long Island.
We'll figure it out and get back to you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Like to close the
At
public?
8:14.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the table?
I'll make the motion to adopt.
Thank you. Second? Okay. Roll call?
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committee Person Zabrowski?
Yes.
And Mayor Farah?
Yes.
Consent resolutions. All matters listed under item consent agenda are considered routine by the Township Committee and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion on these items. If discussion is desired of any item, that item will be considered separately. 26-111, payment of vouchers, April 15, 2026. 26-112, resolution authorizing award of a contract for emergency tree removal services on Brookside Road on April 6, 2026. 26-113, resolution endorsing a Monmouth County grant application from NVL Properties, Inc. for a 5-unit rental apartment building for very low-income disabled veterans at 504 Eli Harmony Road, Block 63, Lot 20. 26-114, resolution endorsing a Monmouth County grant application from NVL Properties, Inc. for a 5-unit rental apartment for very low-income disabled veterans at 478 Monmouth Road, Block 60.01, Lot 10. 26-115, resolution authorizing shared services agreement between Millstone Township and the Millstone Township Fire District for the continued provisions of emergency medical services.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the table?
I'll make the motion to adopt.
Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committee Person Zabrowski?
Yes.
Mayor Farrell?
Yes.
Reports from various departments for March 2026. Tax collector, $326,471.45. Clerk's report, $10,350. Dog license, $979.20. Municipal court, $10,233.65. Recreation, $37,467.78. Construction, $34,792. COA, $5,258, and the 2026 interest revenue is included.
Thank you. Motion to file, please?
I'll move it.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Township Committee minutes, regular meeting minutes, March 18, 2026.
Motion to adopt the table?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Thank
I'll
you.
second.
Okay. Roll call?
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committee Person Zabrowski?
Yes.
Mayor Farrell?
Yes.
Executive meeting minutes, March 18, 2026.
Motion to adopt the table?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Awesome. Roll call?
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committee Person Zabrowski? Mayor
Yes.
Farrell?
Yes.
Regular meeting minutes, April 1st, 2026.
Motion to adopt the table?
I'll move it, Mayor.
Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call?
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committee Person Zabrowski?
Yes.
Mayor Farrell?
Yes.
Executive meeting minutes, April 1st, 2026.
Motion to adopt the table?
I'll make the motion to adopt.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committee Person Zabrowski?
Yes.
Mayor Farrell?
Yes.
Applications for raffle/bingo licenses. Loom number 1459 Jackson Lodge, RA number 351 on-premise merchandise raffle to be held on June 19, 2026 at the Moose Lodge, 560 Monmouth Road, Millstone.
Motion to approve the table?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Loom number 1459 Jackson Lodge, BA number 352, bingo to be held on June 19, 2026 at the Moose Lodge, 560 Monmouth Road, Millstone.
Thank you. Motion to approve the table?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Liaison reports?
I got a bunch.
Okay.
The Open Space Preservation Council and Agricultural Advisory Council will be holding their annual clam bake on June 7th at Wagner Farm Park. Tickets are $60 for adults, $15 for children. If you want to attend, please get in touch with Juliana Tessar, the Secretary of Open Space and Agriculture. And we are still looking for other sponsors. We have a couple that have come in, but they are still looking for a couple more sponsors. The 2026 annual picnic in the park is Thursday, May 14th, 2026, from noon to 3 o'clock at the Thompson Park Activity Barn at 805 Newman Springs Road in Lincroft. Monmouth County seniors, adults living with disabilities, and veterans are invited to attend this free picnic with lunch, music, games, giveaways, and resources from county offices and community agencies. You must RSVP at 732-431-7450 because space is limited. The Millstone Township will be hosting the George Washington encampment to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution on May 30th, 2026 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The encampment will be held at the Baird Homestead located at 24 Baird Road. The event is free and open to the public. Millstone Township and the Friends of Millstone Township Historic Registered Properties are celebrating our community and region's rich Revolutionary War history by hosting this event. Attendees will have the opportunity to listen to 18th century music, participate in musket drills, visit a field hospital, and learn about how a colonial army on the move managed its cooking, laundry, and food. Live animals will be available to meet and greet, helping us to tell the story of the livestock that traveled with the army. The event is family-friendly with activities for people of all ages. Free parking will be available across from the Barrett Homestead at the Millstone Township Middle School. Food and drink will be available for purchase from food trucks. For more details, please visit thesavinghistorywithfriends.org. And lastly, the planning board will be hosting an open house on May 13th, 2026 at 7:30 p.m. at 215 Millstone Road for the public to attend and voice their opinions on the master plan documents. We invite you to attend this event and participate in your role as residents of Millstone Township. That's all I got.
There's a lot. Just to reiterate, the quincentennial celebration is May 30th. It starts at 11 o'clock?
Yep.
11 o'clock, so it's going to be a nice day. So if you want to see how people lived in the 1700s, come in and enjoy that day with us.
The only thing I'll share for a recreation perspective is the Millstone Baseball and Softball Opening Day is going to be this Saturday. Weather looks like it's going to be beautiful, 11 o'clock at the old MRLL fields. So if you want to come out, have a hot dog, watch a game, that's where you go.
Very awesome, thank you. I met with our Veterans Council about 2 weeks ago. We're going to be meeting again tomorrow. It's going to be about Memorial Day celebration and event and ceremony and parades. So as more information gets solidified, I will disclose that out to the public, and hopefully you could put that day aside and come and support Memorial Day for Millstone and the veterans that gave up their lives for our freedoms. So please, if you have nothing to do that day, or even if you have something to do that day, try to squeeze this in and support them. That's all I have. Any new business?
I'll go with, some of you may notice that we've paved some roads lately, Payne Island, Spring, Bear, Brewer. There's already been some accidents on it. Whenever we take out the potholes, people start thinking it's a speedway. Someone has taken out a telephone pole, so I've asked the troopers to enforce the speed limit, and they were out there first thing Monday morning, and I think they pulled over a dozen cars. So be forewarned, and please just drive safe. There's way too many accidents in Millstone for the number of residents we have, and it's not all Millstone residents. Sometimes it's people passing through, but if everybody could be a little more courteous. Our DPW yesterday found a phone in Millstone Park with the owner the night before said there's no way it's going to be found and retrieved, and she was happy and relieved today that it was turned in, and she was very thankful for the DPW guys. Besides that, we just keep going along.
All right. Any old business? Okay, any comments from the days? Okay, I have a few. So our annual brush drop-off is commencing on Saturday, April 18th. Following subsequent dates are going to be April 25th, May 2nd, and May 9th. Hours of operation are going to be 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Location is going to be 15 Baird Road across from Wagner Farm Park. And please, drop off your brush there that you clean your properties with. There's going to be a spring rummage sale sponsored by the Millstone Township Fire Company Ladies Auxiliary. It's going to be a 2-day event starting April 18th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and April 19th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bring your own bags for the Stuff a Bag sale on Sunday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Location is Millstone Township Community Center, located at 463 Stagecoach Road in Millstone. If you're looking for household items, linens, toys, tools, clothing, books, sports, equipment and everything else, come by. The Monmouth County Board of County Commissioners and the Monmouth County Historical Commission are presenting the Weekend in Old Monmouth. Visit over 50 historic sites and museums for free, starting Saturday, May 2nd from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., Sunday, May 3rd from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. From Revolutionary War landmarks to hidden gems, Monmouth County's rich history comes alive during a Weekend in Old Monmouth. Admission at all sites is completely free. Start planning your journey by previewing the tour sites at www.visitmonmouth.com. And lastly, we have a paper shredding event. The next one closest to us is going to be in Englishtown on August 22nd. 15 Main Street in the municipal building. If you have, I believe, 100 pounds of paper and you want to bring it, they'll shred it for you for free. All events are on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. unless noted with an asterisk, which this is not. Remove large binder clips. Any staples, paper clips can remain. Limit of 100 pounds. So if you have any paper that you want to shred, and you want to shred it for free, bring it over to Englishtown on August 22nd. That's all I have. At this point, I'd like to open it up to the public at
8:26. Anybody's coming up, let me turn the microphone on. You just turn the microphone. Was it on? Sometimes it turns off. So. It's going into my recorder. There you go.
You're the audio guy.
I know, I'm them.
You just got to state your name and your address.
Steve Barthelmess, 6 Lisa Court, Millstone Township. I assume you know that the Board of Adjustment that I've been on for about 20 years has JCP&L in front of them. We've already had our second meeting. Their third meeting will be this May. They are going to put towers that, instead of being around 70, 80, 90 feet tall, will be 190 feet tall, just under aircraft height, to expand some BS that there's some windmills out in the shore that are going to bring the power into New Jersey. And I've been involved, like I said, for 20 years, and there's been 3 different times that the room has been overpacked with people involved in these different events. This was the largest, standing room only, people out in the hallway, because this is a very important issue of bringing towers that are that high in Millstone throughout the entire town. And they're going to meet again in May, and I don't know if you guys are letting the town know how important this is or how big this is. This is not trivial. These things are now going to be way above the tree line, versus right now most of the power lines are kind of about the tree line or maybe slightly above. So it's a big deal, and it's in front of us in the last Wednesday of May. So I just want to let you know that as far as the public's concerned, it's very important and very influential in Millstone Township. It was signed by an executive order by the old governor of New Jersey, Murphy, who's no longer with us, an executive order, not even a complete, total legislative thing. It was just him by himself. So this whole thing kind of smells, and it's very disturbing. And I think Millstone should be more involved. I think the room should be more filled than it is. I just want to let you guys know, and maybe somehow spread the word.
Absolutely.
Please come to our meeting in May, the last Wednesday of May.
29th, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah. We could definitely send out an e-blast to everybody.
I would appreciate that.
And we could also send out a Nixle blast, which is a text as well to everybody, let them know, what's going on.
Much appreciated.
I'm
'Cause
sorry.
this doesn't involve like 3 lots. This involves going through the entire town.
27th, I'm sorry, Steve.
There
It's May
there
27th.
is going to be capacity issues here, so you may want to talk to your attorney about changing the venue to a larger.
I would
if you think
love
so.
to see that.
Otherwise, you might not have the meeting, or you're going to limit people coming in.
100%.
So,
I would love to see that. One time, there was a cremorium, it's a crazy
Yeah,
thing back in
years
2004,
ago,
that was in
yeah.
the basketball courts, and then one park. So I would love to see that again. So as long as you guys are, obviously you're aware, but I want to make you even more aware how important this is to the town, and how this is not. I was driving through East Windsor not too long ago, and I couldn't, until you see how tall these towers are, these poles are, and how impactful they are in visual. And again, if it's needed for the town, if it's needed, but we all lose power all the time. This isn't really helping Millstone, this is just cutting through Millstone. This is, if we were all had great power and none of us needed $12,000 generators because we lose power all the time.
Steve,
Yep, right there you go.
you were in here last week, and I've been driving around other, municipalities, and I've been snapping pictures just for that reason. So
Yep.
I don't want them here either.
And again, if you had them here because we're going to
Reap the
benefit
benefit.
as a town,
That's
and we're
different.
going to not need $12,000 generators, each and every
Steve,
single
are you gonna be
goddamn
voting on
household.
this?
Huh?
Are you going to be voting on this?
I'll be voting on this.
So you might want to
I'm just telling
limit
you,
your, conversation and research outside of the meeting hall.
I'm just telling you what I need to do. I have a $12,000 generator at my house. Why? Because I lose power all the time. Now they want to put all this through us, and I agree with you 100%. We have to be careful how we present ourselves, but at the same time, this is important to the town.
I
So
just don't want you to have to be,
Recuse yourself.
recused from it, because the
Right.
decision was made before all evidence has been heard.
No decision has been made, but this is what we've been presented with, and now we're in the third meeting. So this is not trivial. So I appreciate what you're saying, Kevin, 100%. So as long as you guys are aware and you guys are getting the word out, so the town really appreciates when there's towers going from 60 feet or 70 feet to 197 feet. This is very important to the town.
There are a lot out there, they're 125 to 130 now.
Sorry, yes,
Yeah.
yes, but we're going to 197.
So I know, it's
Yeah.
just,
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Dan Murphy, 38 Carriageway. I'm sure Steve was speaking as a resident of.
No, I just want to make sure he
I got
doesn't
you.
have to
I'm with you.
recuse
I
himself.
understand,
It's just-
but I'm sure he's speaking as a resident. One of the other things that, on these towers, and I don't know if anybody else has noticed how bad the cell service has been lately, all over the town. I think it was better 5 years ago, the cell service, and now it's awful. But they're taking the cell towers that are on the current towers that they're going to replace, and they're gonna remove them, and you're not allowed to put any cell service on the new towers. So what is the effect gonna be on the township when you lose more cell service? What is the effect for the emergency services? If you need to call 911, it's hard enough as it is. Just to give you a little more insight to what those meetings are going on. You know, 198 feet,
I'm
that's-
also worried about the vegetation, too.
Vegetation is a big issue. You know, the height, and another thing, he said executive order. There was no executive order. I think JCP&L quoted they had an executive order to do this, and then when we did the research, there was no executive order granted. Okay? So I questioned them on that specific topic, and I asked them to quote the executive order that they had to do this, and they said there was no actual executive order.
You
It was a
did that.
broad green agenda executive order, but there was no executive order by Phil Murphy for this infrastructure project. And that, I asked them in the meeting, to go back to the minutes, and they couldn't cite it, and then they sort of backed off on that.
So make sure you come to the next meeting and make sure you let the board know that.
It's on the record.
Okay?
All right.
Very good.
But the cell service, really bad, and they take these things down now.
Verizon is adding a couple things that were on some poles, by the school zone, there's always been a dead zone there. They're actually putting them on like a telephone poles, like repeater type stuff, and then there is exploration of putting other cell towers on, going in town as we speak.
Yeah, we've been communicating with them for the last 4 years about self-service in and around town and around the schools. So finally, we're making ground.
You just recently approved the two by the school.
Yes,
right,
yeah.
converts.
Do we know how many are on the current towers that they're looking to take down?
On JCP&L's towers, no.
On the ones that are there now? I mean,
I
is
don't
it
think
going to be
anybody-
that effective, take down 5 and add 2?
I don't think
Is it
anybody did
something-
that
Do
study.
we know they're on?
I think there's only a few on.
If you take down
No,
3 and you
yeah.
add 2,
Yeah.
we're down 1 more.
How about you take down 3 and then you don't add nothing? Then
That's
it's a
that's
problem.
another one.
No, I agree with you.
It's
So,
not good. And I think there was something about eagle's nests on the towers currently. There's been some eagle's nests on. They didn't do any studies on that. The wildlife that it's going to affect, there's a lot of studies. They didn't do studies on the well, how it's going to affect 40-foot footings into the ground on each one of these new towers. So digging 40-foot concrete right above the well,
that's a
there's
problem.
no studies on that. So
Okay.
I
Well,
think we should,
Bring this all up at the meeting.
it's all good.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else? All right. At this time, since there's nobody else, I'd like to close the public portion of the meeting out at,
8:35.
thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make it.
Thank you. Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Time out.
8:35.
Thank you.